Okie dokie, welcome back to another vintage video. Today we're playing Dredge. This weekend there's a big PTQ-esque style event on Magic Online, so we're going to run Dredge to a league. I think it's good to have a look at Dredge. I'm not going to play Dredge for the weekend. I think it's really poorly positioned in the metagame at the moment. However, Beerus won a challenge last weekend with Dredge, so I just want to check in and see if I'm off base or if Beerus is just, a god or something. So Beerus really likes the Silver Smoke Ghoul list. This is usually a slightly faster list than normal, but maintaining that force of will, force of negation, protections. We're not going to die to their combo so quickly, and our deck is actively faster because we've got those 3 additional threats. When I play these lists, I'm usually on 2 bridges and a therapy, or something like that. Maybe 2 bridges, 2 therapies, 1 less thug. That's where I'm usually at, but Beerus has the Silver Smoke Ghouls, and I think that's fine. Better against Lurus. You're faster against combo, but you've actually just got less game because you're down 6 to 8 permission spells, depending on how you build your deck. But we're going to play a league with it, and then we'll talk about things I don't like about Dredge at the moment going into this weekend. And we'll see if we prove those wrong or right. We'll see for round 1. Okie dokie then. So round 1, we're on the draw against Aguanile 87, who I think they've had my number a lot recently when we played. This cool artwork. Radiant Archangel. That's one of those ones where I know the card from being a child, but I don't know where it's from, sort of thing. No Lurus revealed. These changed screen. These cards are so big. Right, Mox Ruby, Volcanic Island. Looks like a Tinker strategy. I've got a misstep for up there, Ancestral, so that's cool on the Merchant. This is the sort of matchup though where Dredge could actually just be a gamer. They've got a Force of Will, so they're going for some sort of combo next turn. So we are dead on the untap step. Let's hit them with a Bizarre Activation and see if we can draw into a Grief or something. Or more forces. We can hit absolutely fuck all. So I guess we want to drop Thug, Icarid, and another Dredger, I presume. Cool. They tutored Force of Will, so I'm not expecting this game to go on much longer. They're holding Ancestral, or they're just going to cast a Breach Lotus Freeze, and I'm going to die. Ancestral, sure. Well, I'll make them use their Force of Will. Force Pitching Mystical. Okay, so we kind of fade a Tinker next turn through that. But I was actually expecting more from them. Ponder. Okay, interesting. Let's get our graveyard out, because it looks like we're actually going to untap. I wasn't expecting to. I was expecting if you're getting Force of Will there, then you'll get something that matters. But maybe their hand is just an Ancestral hand, So this is our graveyard over on the right-hand side. We're going to activate our Bazaar of Baghdad, because it's really good for us to get the Amalgam and Silver Smoke into the bin straight away. So let's go Golgari Thug. Well, that's a tough one. Shambling Shell. Hitting a Creeping Chill. So we'll discard Silver Smoke, who can see that. Prized Amalgam and Thug, as that's currently our best Dredger. And our only Dredger, which is concerning. But we chill the opponent. Icarid can eat a Grief. Opponent has a Plow, apparently. That's cute. And we'll Dredge a Thug. Okay, so we hit a Grave Troll. End step, we get 2 creatures back into play. So we've got 6 power. We've got an Icarid there as well. So they're taking 9 next turn. So they're an effective 7. And I've got a Grave Troll. I would have to hit the rest of my things. The rest of my words are hard. The rest of my chills to win this. Oh no, they're all here. So yeah, that's impossible. So Dak Faden comes in. Let's get rid of their Exile Zone. And they target themselves, which makes sense, because otherwise they'd probably die. So it looks like it's going to be a 2-turn thing, and they've got this turn to set up and next turn to kill. But we've got this turn to present lethal. Good grief. We're at that point in the day where all coffee is now ill-advised, but I've gone for it because I was like, I need to talk for an hour or whatever, and yeah, we're struggling, but we'll see if our brain can operate for a Dredge League. Opponent is just mono cantrip control over there. Let's see if they've got something with this one blue. Looks like a Treasure Cruise. Wink. There we go. So Treasure Cruise back up to 4 cards. We're going to go over the top of our Icarid, no reason not to. There's a Golgari Grave Troll and a Shambling Shell. And it's spots like this where I really like those bridges and therapies, a bit of late game interaction. Icarid's going to come in, Narcomoose is going to come in, Grief's going to come in, Grave Troll's going to come in. I believe this Icarid oh god. Right. What am I hitting? Am I killing Dakfade or am I just letting them chill? And just saying you're dead next turn, deal with it. You're dead next turn sounds really cool. Tinker for house if they're at 7 is fine. Tinker for Sphinx of the Steelwind if they're at 7, and then I attack them for, what would it be? It'd be 10, 13, you'd block 1, 2 would get blocked, and you'd take 4. But I've got 1 more chill to find. I think I'm supposed to kill Dakfaden. This might be too slow. They're taking 10, 13 next turn. So actually, no, so this is actually fine. It's actually fine. Well, unless I die. Blue-white makes Lavinia, sure. And Dreadhorde Arcanist. Okay, so they're not at all where I thought they were. We've got 24 cards left in our deck. Let's grab a Stinkweed Imp. They're on a completely different deck. They're just on a much more controlling list to what I would anticipate someone to register at the moment. But I don't know. Maybe this is a great place to be. I don't know. It's one of those things that you come up against someone who's playing control and they don't have a Lurrus in their deck, and you think, why did we end up here? You know, I like Agronile usually plays control decks, and they are a very strong player, very good. It's a Bolt, Pyroblaster, Prized Amalgam, sure. So they kind of don't want to block with the Arcanist. They can block with Lavinia. Lavinia doesn't do anything. They don't want to block with Arcanist because that's representing 3 cards. I wonder if they are a combo deck or if they're just literally just like Jeskai control with Planeswalkers. I just took it all like a champ. Good grief. Alrighty then. Well, that's your go. I'm a lot less scared now that they've played this Lavinia stuff. Maybe I should be scared, but you know, I'm not. I just feel like they've got a lot less combo in their deck when they're playing Pyroblast and Arcanists. They might just have a Vault Key or something like that. But here they come for the draw 3. I'll probably take the 1 here. I've got 9 cards in my deck, so they can't target me. And they've conceded. Okay, so like Jeskai control no Lurrus. That's so wild. Do I want Sickening Shoal? What are you gonna have if you're Jeskai control no Lurrus? I don't know. Let's just do Vigors, I think. Vigors. Let's just like do a little hedge. Chalice is usually not very good against control. Force of Negation, pretty bad against control. Misstep usually a banger because they're going to be needles and probably spell bombs, possibly spell bombs. We're going to Vigor just in case they are using the other card, Leyline of the Void. We'll just come off Silver Smokes and a Thug, right? Or the negations protect the vigors. But I don't feel like cutting any other cards. Let's just skip on Strip Mine. And chill on another Thug for a minute. Interesting stuff, though. Control no Lurus. But they played Mystical Tutor, right? Mystical Tutor would infer that they're playing Tinker. Maybe they are playing Tinker and Dreadhorde Arcanist together. But that sounds tough. So, why wouldn't I play Dredge this weekend is a good question. Thanks for asking and reminding me of that. I don't... At the moment, the top of the metagame is going to be Raker Shops and PO. And you can't beat Raker Shops as Dredge, and PO beats you. But it's closer. Raker Shops can't beat Doomsday, which makes people want to play Doomsday. And... I don't believe Raker Shops can beat Doomsday. I don't believe Raker Shops can beat Doomsday, which makes Doomsday good, and then that's an even-ish matchup, if not favoured against PO. And then the other way to approach Raker Shops and PO is by playing Bug. So out of those four matchups, Bug, Doomsday, PO, Raker Shops, Dredge is like even to okay against PO and dead in the other three. So that's why I'm not going to play Dredge this weekend. But when there's a big event coming up, I want to show you guys what Dredge looks like into the format and hope for like a good representation. No Leyline of the Void from our opponent here. Okay, Pithing Needle's a powerful card. I guess they'll name Bazaar of Baghdad. And I'm going to chill, okay? I'm going to hold here. I'm going to draw my card for the turn. And I'm going to grief our opponent. We'll have a look at their hand. Force of Will, Time Walk, Narset, Parter of Veils. Okay, so we'll just take their Force of Will. We'll play our Bazaar of Baghdad. Did they have a Strip Mine? No. We'll take their Force of Will, we'll kill their Needle, and then they'll get another turn, but we'll get an activation. And hope to find a Dredger from that. Do I want to activate in response to this? I don't think so. And Narset doesn't do a lot if we hit the Dredger. So I will have to respond to Narset, obviously. Volcanic Island. And then they just roll out the Narset. Cool. So I'll respond. Where I failed to find a Dredger, I am going to counter their Narset Parter of Veils. That gets through. That gives us upkeep activations and space and time. We'll activate in response to that in case we hit a Prized Amalgam. Nice stuff. Let's get our graveyard out so you can see it too. So we mill a Prized Amalgam and a Golgari Grave Troll, which is kind of messed up really when you also hit double chill. And then in our end step we get a Prized Amalgam, in their end step we get a Prized Amalgam, and they're on an effective 1 as of our next turn. So that went about as perfect as it could. Like, I feel like I stacked my deck. That's a Needle. But Needle, I don't think is the... I don't think my Bazaar's the problem now. Actually, do I bring back this Icarid? I guess I do. And then I just dredge a Shambling Shell and pray. Okay, opponent's just conceded. They're off that completely. Cute. I would have missed. Okay, round one we beat just like 4 color control or 3 color control, just Jeskai control with planeswalkers. Um, cool stuff. Cool stuff. I'll see you for round two. Okay, then round two, we're up against the deck 84. Usually Tinker, Wheels, Breach, that sort of big blue, quite boomery style combo deck. We are on the draw, but we have got a double Bizarre Grief hand, so if we're alive, we can do some good things here. So Mox Sapphire, Polluted Delta. They're not really a traditional turn one combo gamer though, sort of thing. They're very much more like composed and play the game as it comes at them. But I have just powdered, so they kind of know what's going on and that they need to get me dead, sort of thing. So Time Walk into. Oof, that's rough. Time Walk into Time Vault. I'm going to lead on the Bazaar first. Didn't really find anything, so let's get rid of our 3 cards that would really like to be in the graveyard. We've drawn a lot of chills this league. Let's hit him with a Grief and see if he can get us anywhere. Gets a Force of Will, and that gets a Narset. Let's hope they don't have just a key in hand and just a Natty Vault key. That's a top. Wrong 1-mana artifact for the opponent there. But a Tinker, a Mystical Tutor, finding the key, all of this jazz will kill us. We get to do a lot of dredging here, though. No offense at the moment, but I'm sure we'll develop that as we go. Do I care? Do I care about this stuff? I guess not showing them as many Force of Wills is smart. Dredge a Stinkweed Imp here. And then I've hit a Grave Troll, so I'm just going to play my second Bazaar. Hit a Grave Troll, hit a Stinkweed Imp, and discard all the dredges. Holding 2 cards. Amalgam comes in. That was a really depressing turn. They ancestral themselves. Mox Pearl. Another look with top. What have I got here? I've got 2 Icarids and the Amalgam and the Narc. So that's going to put them to. That's going to hit them for 10. So they're an effective 8. I've been through 2 chills, was it? 1 here and 1 in exile. 2 in exile. Okay, so I've got 1 chill left. So I'm on 5. So they're getting another turn, which I don't love. So maybe we want to make. Can we relax? They're dead in 2 regardless. So maybe we're supposed to come up with some permission in some way, shape, or form. Let's get an Icarid back. Get an Icarid back. We'll dredge 6. Narcomoeba and Creeping Chill. This hits an Amalgam. I'm going to 10 you down to 5. And we just check exile again. Oh, it's up here. Yeah, I've got no chills left. I've got 1 Amalgam left, but that doesn't really change anything. The ghouls are coming in this turn because I've just chilled them. So, what can I hit here? What's in exile? Is the Chalice around? I can hit Chalice or blue card. If I just take 2 draws. If I hit a Grief on the first draw. We know the hands are relevant, right? They're playing off the top. I'm going to draw. I've got 12 cards. I don't want to go too low. Thug. Imp. Okay. So we hit nothing. I don't want to show them the powder. They don't know about the powder. Okay. Do I want to try and draw for a Chalice then? I don't think Chalice does anything either. I don't think Chalice does anything. Misstep's gone. Noxious Revival. Can I play with a Noxious in any way? You untap, you draw. You spin with top. You activate top. I respond by topping a Delta. You activate top again to get the Delta out the way. You draw your key. You've got 1 mana remaining, but you could have a land drop. Maybe Noxious is something to draw to then. Is it Grief? There's Narcomoeba. So that's all a bit low down. We'll just hide the Force of Negation and pass. Worth thinking about, but... And they flip the top. They have a Mystical Tutor. And then they can just tinker. Force of Will. Okay, so they found the key earlier. Okay. Yeah, okay. So we die here. Our opponent can come up with anything that they want. Underworld Breach, Ancestral Me 3 times, all that nonsense. So we do lose. Doesn't look like Noxious would have done it. Doesn't look like Chalice would have done it. Doesn't look like Force of Negation, if I'd managed to get onto it, would have been any good. Yeah, okay. I think we'll bring in the Vigors. And I think I'll leave that there. And I'll just cut the Ghouls. And cutting the Ghouls is going to be quite normal, in my opinion, with this list. Because it's that thing of being the fastest, most efficient deck you can pre-board. And then post-board, you bring in your additional interactive spells. I don't think they're going to have a creature that I care about too much. Leyline of the Void doesn't do anything, and I don't think Strip Mine's going to be too relevant. So I'm just going to start on 4 Vigors and go from there. Okay, we're down and back into the action. We'll keep this. This looks good. They could have a Leyline for sure. They don't. They've kept 7 though, so I want to hold the Vigor for a moment just to see if I can get into a green card, which I can. It's just it's quite a slow green card. So do I just want to hold this and discard the Amalgam, something like this? So I've got a Dredger, I've got an Amalgam. Opponent's got a Delta and an Emerald. Good grief. So Lotus Petal makes me think they're more of a Breach combo deck than what we previously saw. Underground Sea. Stock up. Yeah, I think I'll let them stock up. Cool. Stock up resolves. Opponent plays a Soul Guide Lantern. So I kind of need to fight, don't I? They might fight back. I don't lose too much. They just let it go. Do I want to fight their mana? Not right now. I'm going to dredge a Golgari Thug and miss. So I can discard Icarid, Narc, Shambling Shell. Bring the Narc back. Hope we don't get Ravenous trapped. Oh, God. They ancestral themselves. Okay, cool. That triggers the Amalgam. And I bring back the Shambling Shell. That means I don't have any dredgers, but I do have my Dredger in my hand, so it's protected. My threats are in play. In their upkeep, I'm going to go after their mana. And if they've got a PO for 2, then good games, I guess. The reason I've played like this is I wanted to. They've got Hull Breacher. Okay, that's really, really desperately annoying. The reason I played like this was I wanted to hold my Dredger, one of my Dredgers, away from their hate. But now I just feel like a twat, so I'm going to give them loads of treasures. They've got a needle, and I've got no Dredgers. Alright, this went poorly. This, I would accept all the criticisms that this is my fault as well. I wouldn't argue with that at all. Any tutor now kills us because they can just tutor for Time Twister. Oh god. It's happening. It is happening. And it's so wild as well, because Whole Breach is so bad against us in 90% of scenarios. So Lotus Twist then? No, just Lotus. I wonder why you did not jam. Let's hit him for 4 then. And this is our whole game plan right here. Just 4 a turn for the next 4 turns. And just... If somehow they can't deal with it, then cool. Opponent's at 10. Or maybe they cheated for Yawgmoth Will. Will would be a good one. I don't feel like this is a match I should have lost at all. I feel like I've not done great things with my So we're dead here, okay? So Breach, Crack Lotus, Tutor for Brain Freeze. How many chills have I been through? Okay, so I actually need them to show me a Lightning Bolt. Like, I haven't been through any Creeping Chills, and they're at 9, so I kind of need them to show me they can execute it. They are a very powerful wizard, but when I've got all the chills in my deck... Well, this could just be... a bunch of Ancestrals. I'm going to Brain Freeze himself. I feel like Time Twister is just better than actually trying to Breach Freeze me, right? Unless you're unless you're... This is the problem, is they've got a Whole Breacher in play. So they can't go over the top of... It's like usually what they'd do is they'd Brain Freeze me dead, and then then for example, every time I trigger a chill, they'd Pyroblast their original copy and freeze over the top of that chill, and then eventually they'd Ancestral me. But here they need to do all of that and Pyroblast their own Whole Breacher as well. I think just making your deck small and casting a Twist would be really good, actually. So maybe I am dead and there's just infinite ways to kill me. Oh yeah, they've got Vault Key in their graveyard as well. Okay, yeah, no, we're just dead. Because they can just make Vault Key. So I'm not actually going to make them do it. But it would be a bit of funny business to get here, but there's so many lines, right? Like, Twist me, all my stuff goes away. You can twist into Tabernacle, you can twist into Vault Key, you can twist into Tinker, and with Breach Freeze, they can make their deck small enough that they can do everything. So we're just not going to get there. Let's go to a new match. Okie dokie, round 3, we're up against Kenzaburo, who we're on the play, but I've never beaten this opponent. Purely because they're usually on some DRS bug-esque thing. We've got a Powder here. And a Mulligan. So, down to 5 we go. And we'll keep this. Put 2 cards back. I'm going to put back Force of Will and Chalice of the Void, I think. Because then they can strip mine me, I can get it back, I can grief them, and I've got a Thug. I will activate first, though. Just in case we find a hollow one. We don't, we find different pictures, though. This is interesting. So what we'll do then is we'll discard the Revival and ignore the existence of Strip Mine. And then we'll grief them this turn and we'll grief them next turn. So, grief you. That just gets through. Soul Guide Lanterns, what the fuck is this? And into the battlefield, choose a non-land permanent. Activated abilities of the chosen permanent can't be activated. Okay, so... Okay, fine, I don't understand. They've just got 2 wastelands. Cool. So I do wish I had my revivals, because the rest of their cards are blank, right? I still... Okay, interesting. So you can, like, steal someone's Time Vault, is that the joke? Thug. Get a Narcomoeba, hit a Grave Troll, hit a Shambling Shell, got an Icarid and a Grief. So we are officially gaming. We're going to grief them again. They've got a Lurus in their companion zone. What have you drawn? Curie. What does this do? Whenever Curie deals combat damage to a player, draw cards equal to its base power. Exile another non-token artifact creature you control. Oh, I remember this. It's like another Stifle for, and they've got the dress down as well. So they're gonna be like a Stifle Knot style list. I think Bosch and Roll played a Dreadnought Curious in Prague. Let's just double check what this card does. It has all activated abilities of the chosen permanent, except for loyalty abilities. You may spend mana as any color to activate those abilities. So against me, the only thing that's got is pay to draw a card with Silver Smoke Ghoul. Which of these do I want to take? I guess just dress down is fine. Because then they can't bink on my haste. Grief dies, opponent's turn. And now we just dredge and attack with Icarids and pray. Meticulous Archive comes in tapped. Our Icarid's got 2 clean pieces of food, and then we'll start eating into our dredges. But hopefully with Golgari Grave Troll, we should find more across those 2 turns sort of thing. So Grave Troll. Yeah, we found loads of dredges. So our Shambling Shells are now also clean living. So opponent goes to 13, our Icarid dies. They play a Tundra. And a Curie. Icarid eats Grief. Stinkweed Imp dredges. We hit fuck all again. Or we hit a Silver Smoke Ghoul, but I just don't think that's massively relevant. I could do with hitting some more threats pretty soon. Opponent falls to 9. And I guess just if they've drawn like a... not a Metamorph, what's it called? Phyrexian Dreadnought, we're in trouble, but... No, so they're just going to do their Ophidian thing. I might put this in my cube if I can get hold of one. I've got a Wasteland. And I've got an Icarid. So we're on to eating shambling shells at this point. I'm going to leave the Silver Smoke Ghoul in the bin because I want the additional threats if I can get them. They've drawn a plough. We'll dredge a stinkweed imp. We'll miss on all of that stuff. And bash for 1. Oh, did I chill them as well? Oh no, they ploughed me. Genius. So now I get Silver Smoke Ghoul and an Amalgam in their end step. Oh, so they're so aggressively dead. Perfect. Swords to Plowshares. And it's only at the beginning of my end step. Perfect. That's so sick. Lord Beerus. Thanks for the 3-1. So on our next turn, we're just doing the same again, dredging a thug, crossing our fingers. But they're really up against it now, because I'm getting an Amalgam back. They could do the thing with Scheming Fence if they've drawn a land, where they can copy my Silver Smoke Ghoul's abilities and then activate it to draw a card. Is this a sack draw card? Yeah, banger. Phyrexian Dreadnought, so I'm going to draw 12, so I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. Exile. No, come back. I want to read Curie. Exile another non-token artifact creature you control. Okay. So they exile the Dreadnought. They hit me. I take 12. They draw 12. They've got 15 cards in hand, which is quite a lot when it comes to matches of Magic the Gathering. They can play a Jet, Sapphire. They full Moxen. Buble, me, and a Walk. Fuck, I'm so dead. Can you produce another creature this turn? It's like a 1/1? No. Okay. I mean, but they still have a 12/12 trample, right? So they can buy Lurrus, play Lurrus, strip my graveyard. So I guess we do lose, because I'm not going to have a graveyard on their next turn. Classic. How brutal. Cool deck, though. Super cool. So, yeah, I get hit to 1. Lurrus kills me because of the exiling of the graveyard. And then a Snapcaster kills me because it gets Time Walk. As Dredge, you are losing if your opponent has less cards in deck than you do. That's for sure a nice little metric to follow. So here's Lurrus to hand. They can tap their 2 Moxen and a land. And then they can Soulguide Lantern me. Oh no, going for blue. Off of the Lotus. They get the Soulguide Lantern anyway. Okay, so just going through a Lotus route. So they want white blue up during my turn. For what? I don't know. So Shambling Shell. Exiles my yard. And yeah, we can never win. So I just want to see if they want to show me more cards. No, I don't. Plow me. Cool. Good game. That was cool to see. Let's see if we can do better in game 2. Do I want any of these cards at all? They're probably a Lavinia deck. I don't think I want this Sickening Shoal. I know they've got... I can't imagine Scheming Fence is still in their deck. I might just have one Strip Mine. And then... Just one, yeah, just one thug and some ghouls. Two thugs and some ghouls. Keep the chalice in on the play. Have an extra silver smoke on the draw, or an extra thug on the draw. Okie dokie, no, game 2, Kenzaburo. We're on the play again. We've got a nice cheeky powder. And triple bazaar. Let's see if we can do anything with that. Oh no, apparently not. So they've come off Loris in exchange for Leyline. How to play. I guess we activate and look for one of our 2 hollow ones or some green cards or something. These 3 can go. So critical here, being alive, so I'm going to hold the blue cards and access to future Bazaar activations. So I'm going to hold the Bazaars. It wasn't the most difficult thing in the world, I don't think. Did I bring in my Vigors? I don't want dungeon information, I want sideboard information. White-bordered Urza Saga. I did bring my Vigors. Mox Jet's fine. So we're probably just cold at this point, but let's keep trying. Noxious Revival's a green card. I'm going to get rid of it. Revival, Stinkweed, and Bazaar can get... Oh, and Narcomoeba should have gone, actually. Sorry. My bad. So opponent's Saga goes up to 2, so they're going to start beating us down. They've got a Ganjo. Wow. Cool stuff. Grief I do not care about. Fuck is this? Okay. I feel like I've got to keep the other Bazaar. I don't feel like I can spin it though. Yeah. Okay, cool. I think this is just yeah, my opponent had 2 ley lines, so I didn't find a green card, right? But now they'll get a needle, and my Bazaars will be dead. So maybe was I supposed to pitch the Bazaar and hold something else? Hold a different blue card. That might have been smarter. Then if I get wastelanded, I can never rebuild post anyway, so... Doesn't look like they've got the needle. Or they just don't care. In for 4. Cracks the Lotus. Ancestrals himself. Am I supposed to fight the Ancestral? Maybe. Then what if they walk? If they walk, I just die. If they've got Fluster, then they still get it. They've got Spell Pierce, yeah, exactly. But then they're always going to have Spell Pierce, right? But Spell Pierce costs mana. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I think this is just one of those 7 carders where we died, and that's fine. They've got a Wasteland. Cool stuff. So critically, they don't have blue, so if we can hit the Vigor this turn, we do. So we'll pass to our opponent and see if we can nuke those 2 things before they... So we hit the Vigor now. We nuke your 2 ley lines, and you can't Spell Pierce me. And they can't Force of Will me. So all of a sudden, we're playing a game. They've got blue mana now. They're going to get in for 3. 6. Ooh. And then it's over to me. I'll activate Bazaar and miss on Dredgers, which is kind of tragic. I get to untap and flip again and miss on Dredgers, and I can top deck a Dredger, and if they've got a Wasteland, we're cold. And even then, next turn we need some sort of miracle. Okay, Containment Priest kills us. That's fine. We are dead. I know we're at 1, but I can't actually beat the priest because I didn't bring in my sickening shoals. I wasn't expecting... I don't know why I wasn't expecting priest. That's really weird. Never mind. Round 4, we're up against Meep, Moop, and I would like to play one of the decks that I discussed earlier. Bug, PO, Doomsday. No, just another... Oh, it could be PO. Oh, not Doomsday, Lurus, not Lurus. The other one, the artifact deck. I'll keep this, and I will send the powder back to the bottom. We are on the play, which is exciting. I would like more to happen with my dredge deck, though. Grave Troll, Thug, and then we'll try and cement a threat in the yard as well. So we are insulated against Wasteland, and we're building up to something spectacular. Hopefully. So, basic island. Sensei's top is likely a PO style list. Do I want to fight a top, or do I want to fight something else later on? I might just fight the top and just try and keep them short on action. So we get to dredge upkeep. We've got a grave troll. And a thug. We get a creeping chill. So we'll get infinite creatures into play this turn, I'm sure. And I'll take my thug, my troll back. So by infinite creatures, I think I just mean 1. Oh no, I've got two ghouls and 2 Icarids. So that's really nice. That's a really nice start. That's a clean and easy 12 next turn. Our opponent casts Ancestral into Emerald, Underground Sea. And we should just win next turn, I assume, with all the dredging we're going to do. Thunder Trap Trainer is a good blocker, so they are on the PO list. So this is a matchup I am interested in, but I think it's bad for dredge. Opponent finds a stock up. I've got 2 Icarids there, so I'm going to do some dredging. Thug is the best I've got. Now it's Stinkweed Imp. Chill Narc Narc. Nice stuff. No amalgams. But if they block my Silver Smotes and I dredge amalgams here, then the Silver Smotes are coming back this turn. So they kind of can't block a Silver Smoke Ghoul, but I missed on amalgams. Oh well. I still think this is a healthy attack. Opponent's at 14 after all of that nonsense, and are they going to block, or are they just going to take their 12? They're going to block. So they go to 5. My Ghoul comes back into play. And then the Icarids go away for a minute. And our opponent is on 7 cards, 5 life, and has to kill us from here. Saga's a bit slow. Thunder Trap Trainer finds a Mox Jet. Opponent plays a Thunder Trap Trainer. I can't imagine what the Thunder Trap's going to find here, other than possibly a concession. I mean, they could have main deck hate, actually. Just like a main deck needle, or not needle, and main deck spellbomb of some variety. So Jet Pearl come into play, and they're dead. Cool. I won't activate the Bazaar here. There's no point in excess risk. Until they make me take excess risks. I will dredge a Stinkweed Imp. If allowed. They've just conceded. Cool. Okay, so a nice, easy game 1 there. I want the Vigors. And I think that's the list again. In that case, I don't want the Thug. I definitely want the Chalice play and draw this time, I think. Against PO, like Noxing a Chalice email on turn 1 or 2 can still be effective. They will be a 1 Tabernacle deck and access to it with Vamps and DTs. But I think that's a fine risk to take. They continue to have Lurrus, whereas Kenzaburo came onto those 2 ley lines. We'll take some mulligans, and we'll keep this. We're on the draw, so I'm actually going to drop the Grief, or the Chill, apparently. Yeah, dropping Chill's good, so I've got Pitch Vigor, Pitch Force, and I can dredge onto a Grief later if I want to, or if it's possible. So Ruby, Crypt is interesting, but we'll let it go. Underground Sea. This looks like a stock up. It's a Thunder Trap. Okay, I think Thunder Trap's fine. I think I'll let that one happen. They find a Mox Pearl. They can Mox my Pearl. And a Mishra's Bauble, okay. So many an artifact. And they buy Lurrus to hand. And they play Lotus. This is quite a turn 1. And now I Force of Will Lurrus. They bauble me. I'm hoping for a black card on the top, to be honest with you. I find one. So I'm going to play Bazaar. I'm going to grief our opponent. And take your PO. Vamp Force of Will. Okay, we'll take your Vamp. They're holding a Force of Will. We're going to pass the turn. We'll let their Crypt flip. They take their 3 and we'll kill Pearl Crypt. We know they're holding a Force of Will that they currently can't cast. Now I'll flip some cards into my graveyard. One of them's a Golgari Grave Troll. You'll go. Okay. So Time Vault puts a little clock on us, but our opponent is kind of hampered at the moment. We take 1. And we've got free reign here to dredge as much as we can and as fast as we can. So Troll Shell, and then pick up the Troll. And it just goes back to them with nothing. Soul Guide Lantern is kind of nonsense. I guess they've just got to flip it straight away, though. You've just got to exile that many cards. Okay, well, I will pass priority. Yeah, and then they flip it. Cool. So then I get to activate and dredge a Troll. Narc Chill Chill. That's a nice one. Nice rebuild, that, at least. Back to the opponent. They've still got 1 card in hand, which is just a Force of Will. I do believe we're in a racing situation. We're racing against Manifold Key. In for 1. That's fine. My turn. Dredge away. Dredge away. Another Narc. I've got 12 cards left in my deck. I'm going to bring the Narc back. I'm going to go through half my deck right here. It's another Creeping Chill. I don't think I've got a Silver Smoke Ghoul in there. Oh, of course I don't. They're in my sideboard. Icarid. There's 2 Icarids in the bottom 6. Sometimes I hate this game. They've just drawn a PO. A stock up. Okay. How many chills have we been through? How aggro can I be? 1, 2, 3. So there's one chill. It's the bottom card, isn't it? Thunder Trap. Finds a walk. So they got Force of Will walk at the moment. Thunder Trap comes in. I guess I can just slow dredge my 6 cards, but I'll go with a Thug. No, I should go with a shell. Have I got any more shells though? 1, 2, 3. So I haven't got any more shells. And my last Creeping Chiller is my bottom card, so I can actually just never access that card. I believe I've got 2 Icarids and 6, so Thug guarantees I find an Icarid. How many Narcs have I got left? None. So maybe my amalgams are dead. Maybe I'm dead. I'm gonna dredge a shell. I find an Icarid. I get in for 2. So next turn I can Icarid. They take 1 off the mana vault. They fetch. They're holding Time Walk, Force of Will. They can Undercity away a Mox Emerald. They can play a walk. They can attack me for 2. Do you pay 4 here? Or do you pay 4 next turn when I put you to 1? I guess you pay 4 here, right? Because you're on a 1 outer. Although now you can't cast DT for Manifold Key, so maybe you're not supposed to, because now you're on a 1 outer, not a 2 outer. They can't come in because I've got an Icarid. But the nice thing here is I've got a draw step. So I'll eat a grief. I've got a draw step, and I bring back 2 amalgams with cards remaining. I am dead to their ancestral recall though. So we did have a really good rebuild initially, but it's gotten worse now. This was one hell of a turn 1 from them, wasn't it? So opponent's on 1. I get my amalgams back. It's your go. And have you found your key? Or access to your key? I guess the fact that you're not dying means that the I found a PO. So that's a PO for 4. Yeah. It's gonna be a lot of search. 9 cards in hand now. Yeah, I think that's gonna kill us. Because they've resolved to stock up as well, haven't they? So they've pushed 5 cards. They refound the top. Maybe that was game 1 that I counted a top. Snapcaster for walk. Our opponent is just dead, so it's just a case of they have to find it. They've tapped their mana vault, which doesn't give me faith. It's an Urza's Saga. Can you take enough turns so you can walk? Did you target walk? Or did you target PO? You must have targeted walk, right? Yeah. So they can take a look. They can walk this turn. They cast stock up and not time walk. What are you holding? You're holding Time Vault, Thunder Trap. The walk's still in the graveyard. They're holding Vault, Thunder Trap. They flip the top. They've got 7 cards. So you've just got a whole load of Moxen in hand? No, you're just dead. I don't understand what's happened. Never mind. We win. Okay, so that wasn't so bad as a matchup. Obviously, that's one single match, but not one single match. And I think our opponents kind of messed up there, where we've spent 2 mana on a Snapcaster and not cast a Time Walk. But interesting. Let's go to another round, see if we can find a Raker Shop player. Okie round 5, we're up against Mana Drain. We are going to play first. We're going to take a mulligan on this one. And we've got an absolute banger. So I'm going to keep the 6. I'm going to get rid of the shell because it's crap. Say done. I don't know what our opponent's playing. They haven't revealed a Lurrus of the Dream Den. I'm sure I've revealed a second Bazaar of Baghdad. This is my hollow one. Discuss. Right. Hollow one is in. I've got a Misstep for their Ancestral. I've got a Noxious for their Wasteland, and I've got a second Bazaar for the Hammer Home sort of thing. So we should be gaming here. And it is a Bazaar of Old Baghdad there. That's dope. It's a nice mirror to finish the day off. Didn't get the Raker Shop stuff, which is a shame. I've not won that matchup yet. I've played it a couple of times. I've played it a couple of times, and I've not come close with Dredge. I'm not misstepping that. I'm misstepping their Noxious Revival. I'm going to eat one of these Vengevines, though. They haven't played... Oh, they misstepped my Noxious. Okay, can I just take a clean and easy 8? I guess so. I should be able to push through them game 1 with 2 Bazaars. But I want to hold my misstep for this activation in my upkeep. Good grief, what hand. Okay. I presume I block. I go to 14, and then I just need to turn as much deck over as possible. So Thug, Stinkweed Imp, Narcomoeba's a great start. Discard these 3. Say yes, please. That triggers an Amalgam. Draw step, we can dredge a Troll. More cards, more life points. The issue we've got is they've got so many 4/4s. But this should keep me alive at least, and this is my second Bazaar of Baghdad, sir, so... Stinkweed Imp. Oh yeah, another chump blocker is exactly what the doctor ordered. Into triple chill. What a hand they had, though. And... So I've only got 3 1/1s, but I have got 23 life points, an Amalgam, and an unknown number of Ghouls and Icarids. Yeah, I'm not very I haven't got a lot of offense here. Though to be frank, I don't need a lot, do I? Whilst there's a lot of amalgam triggers there, this is actually only one amalgam. And then even if they've got a wasteland here, I'm still going to have the second bazaar. I don't know how much attacking they can do, but they do need to do attacking. What are they hitting me for? 17? Do I just raw dog the 17? I guess I probably do. I've got another chill. Main deck Fury would be a beat here. Do I just take 17? Because then I need one of my guys to get through on the ground. So these Narcomoebas present one hit of 3. The Narcs represent one hit of 3 without it being blockable. What do you do, opponent? Do you attack or do you have to chill out? You have to chill out. That's great. Please don't have a main deck endurance or something. I'm going to dredge because I'd like. I've got 27 cards. So this should be fine. There's the final creeping chill. I can empty my deck, but I think that's bad. That's an amalgam. I think that's fine for dredging for now. Opponent's at 6. I can bring in an Icarid and an Icarid, which will bring in an amalgam and an amalgam. Whatever. If we just line up the blockers quickly, yeah, 5 over there, 4 for us. I'll dredge a troll just in case. Hit another. So there's no more chills in my 10 cards, right? No, there's just 4 clean and easy chills there. So they're dead next turn, so I can just put them to 3. I can't die. Can I die? Let's think. You activate, you discard Vengevine, Lizard. You Fury, Amalgam, Silver Smoke. I take 17 plus 8 is 25. That's not true, is it? 17 plus 8. Yeah, that is 25. I'm at 1. I probably won't make them click the Icarid buttons. Cool. So I think that's good. I think that's the best thing I can come up with for them to do. I'd like my creatures back in play. And the Narcs are going to get it done regardless. But this matchup usually gets a lot worse for us post-board. I don't think I'm going to be activating at all. I've got my 4 Icarids. I've got access to all 4 Amalgams. I think this dude's coming back on end step, so nothing really here for us to play for other than we've got 10 cards in our deck to keep bringing these Icarids in with. But unless they've got... I actually can't think of anything unless they've got a strange configuration, you know? Triple Vengevine into next Hollow one and Fury. They don't have the cards for that. They've only got 3 cards. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've got this, but that was... If I don't have the second Bazaar, that game's over, right? I want some weird chump blocking thing. Okay, let's go to sideboarding. What do we want from Squee? Definitely want the wastes, definitely want the ley lines, definitely want the vigors. I do not like the blue cards. I do adore the misstep. I think a thug can go. I think a chalice can go. 3 cards to cut. Maybe just griefs. Actually, bring me my thug back. Keep the threats. Keep the chills. Kill your things and cross your fingers. So, yeah, that makes sense. It's been a while since I played Dredge against Squee, but it's great. It's great that we can play Squee again, and Squee is currently tied top for me versus Doomsday to play in the showcase. My concern with Squee is it's been bad for so long that, you know, and are people who come to Vintage for the day going to play Blue Black Lurus? Here's a control deck. Wasteland them and play a Bowmaster, and that's your whole game plan. Um, I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Cool. Game 2, Leyline Bazaar, 7 cards. Alright. Sometimes these are your opening hands, right? Sometimes these are your opening hands. Sometimes Traders gives you the right leyline art. All this jazz, all this jazz. Now they can play through a leyline much better than me, but I expect them to have Ravenous Traps rather than the Voids. Lizard, Powder. Okay. So one downside of dropping my Force of Wills is I can't protect my leyline. Hollow one as well. My man. We could relax. We could relax slightly on this. So normal stuff, I think. Protect against a Wasteland future. Take your 10 and enjoy it. Potentially get trapped and die. Wasteland, yeah. They Wasteland me. My Bazaar is dead. I will take 10. I've got 3 cards over there. Please activate Bazaar. Oh, okay, no. I don't know why I'm in my upkeep. I can't explain that to you, but I don't think they'll have negations in deck. No, I won't use Icarid. No, I won't. Dredge. Yes, I will draw a card. This is my graveyard. This is my graveyard. Let's try some dredging and see if we get trapped. So Stinkweed Imp. Shambling Shell. Let's try and put a Silver Smoke Ghoul into play. This keeps me alive. Silver Smoke Ghoul on your end step. On my end step. Prized Amalgam on your end step. You're at 14. So that's 6, and I've got 3 Icarids. How many Icarids can I get without triggering? I get 1 Icarid without triggering the thing. The trap. Is that right? I can have 2 Icarids without triggering the trap, which means I'd be attacking for 12. Which isn't very many. So I think I've just got to dredge. Anyway. I might bring 1 in just to protect it from a trap. Eat the Shambling Shell. And then see if I can find the food for the rest later. Well, I'm a lock too, because I've got Stinkweed and Shambling Shell in hand. So I don't know what they're supposed to do, because they just die if they attack, right? Maybe hit me for 8 and apply some pressure. trade off the lizards. Really depends on the makeup of their hand as well. Like, if they're just holding random squeeze, we know it's not vigor. They feel like they need to go back to the wishing well with Leyline in play, which we do adore. Let's see. Tough spot for the opponent, and one of those ones where it's just their bizarre opponent has just run so hot this game. They had a Gaia's Cradle. So sick. Right, in for 10. Can you produce the blockers? Hollow one? I've not counted. They came off a Bazaar. I'm going to do what I said. I'm going to bring back an Amalgam. Icarid, sorry. And then I'm going to do my dredging. I just want to protect one of my Icarids from a Ravenous Trap. And then I will... Can I protect this as well? Yeah. So I can protect a... Well, there's no point in protecting a Stinkweed Imp, but I'm going to do it anyway. Icarid can eat Shambling Shell. Icarid can eat Shambling Shell. Do I have a kill here? No. Okay, so I should have discarded the Stinkweed Imp. Because I need the chill to win. That's a Narcomoeba. Does that keep me alive? Oh god. We're suddenly dying. Block, block, block. Take 2. Attack for 6 here. Well, attack for 9. Get blocked. So I didn't chill them this turn. Icarids die. Amalgams come in. They have to remove me from the game now? Oh god. Is that the game? I think so. Kill Amalgam, kill Ghoul. Get him for 4. Nice one. Yeah, that works as well. Nice. There I am talking about how hot I ran, and I'm dead. Do I want any of this stuff? No. That was a squee kill through a ley line against a pretty sick dredge hand as well. So, there we have it. The final game of our league. I don't know our record at the moment. 2-2. Our first match to go to game 3. Okay, so I'm on the play though. I don't have hate on my side. I do have Wasteland. Opponent's mulligan status at the moment. Oh, it's over here. They're on 6 at the moment. They keep 1. They've got a ley line. My turn. Okay, I'm not in love with that. I'm not in love with that at all, but I've got a hollow one. So hollow one in. They've also got Fury in their deck, so they can kill the hollow one at some point. They've also got, I presume, a Bazaar in hand, yeah. It'd be cool if they have less than one hollow one this game. Like roughly 0. Roughly 0 would be really good for us. In this next turn cycle, I'm not sure if I'm activating my Bazaar at all. I've got lands that I want to play out. I want to go into the post-leyline world with double Bazaar, if possible. Discards Vigor, Vigor, Fury. What the hell does that mean for us? Is holding a bunch of Noxious. Let's get in for 4 and see if we get Vigored. Maybe they're holding Waste, like something like Wasteland Noxious. And some pitch spell. Waste them now, waste them good. What's really funny about this, though, is I also can't, even if they've got the Noxious Revival. Yeah, they've got the Noxious. Do I want a Noxious there, Noxious? No. I think I'm fine them having a Bazaar for a moment. They've just discarded 3 removal spells. That's a strip mine. That's quite tough. I'm not activating because I like a lot of the cards in my hand, and I want the card quantity around. I'm struggling with the bit where they discarded 3 answers to my hollow one and then just carried on with their day. Get rid of the black cards, and now we're really exposed to the second waste, right? So if they play another wasteland, what are we doing with ourselves? Losing, I guess, is going to be option number 1. They've got a Bazaar. They Bazaar up to 5, down to 2. The hope is that they just hit a bunch of shit and they've just got powders and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm struggling with the discard Vigor, Vigor, Fury when that was like a clean answer to what we had in play. I don't know what we kept over that where we're not producing threats. Oh, Ravenous Trap and Squee. Okay, so they had a trap on top of the ley lines, which is intriguing. I need to go to the Wishing Well here. I don't have any blue cards in my deck, so I'm just going to keep doing this. I'm going to strip your Bazaar of Baghdad and attack for 4 and hope you don't have green card Vigor. So the moment they hit green card Vigor, I just feel like I'm dead. Opponent takes it, and opponent falls to 6. 2 squeeze. Come back to hand. Please miss on Bazaar. Please miss on Bazaar. Mother. Okay. They've got 2 activations of Bazaar here. The opponent was hollow on Flooded games 1 and 2. 2 squeeze and Avengevine. No threats. This looks like a Vigor. There's a pause on my upkeep. It's a Narc. Okay, I activate. I hit nothing. Opponent falls to 2. No, opponent falls to 6. That's probably the whole game. I don't think there's any reasonable way I can be noxiousing here. Powder Squee Squee. There's a hollow one. Back to us. Vigor. 1 time. Powder. Okay. Creeping Chill. I've got 38 cards in deck, so we're very much getting to the point where if I come up with a Vigor at some point, which is in my deck, if I come up with a Vigor at some point, I'm going to be struggling to kill as well. Although that said, I'm 0 Icarids and 0 and 1 Amalgam through my deck so far. But they've just turned the corner, because this is an attack for 8. Next turn it's an attack for 10. So I'm dying quickly. A hollow one here might actually just put the game out of reach. Our opponent knows how to pause to get my heart rate up, I'll tell you that for free. Right, that's a Leyline of the Void. That's utterly useless. Activate, and nothing, so I think I'm dead. Right? I go to 2. I top deck Vigor. I Vigor, Hollow One, Leyline of the Void in your next upkeep. And then activate a Bazaar of Baghdad. Ah, no, that certainly kills me. Good games. Very good games. They were cool. I enjoyed those. There's a Wasteland, but I now can't get to 2 cards. That was sick. What a great little set there. Kind of went to script as well. Not to script, but you know what I mean. Kind of went how I expect these games to go, in that I'm very good game 1, and they're very good post board with just like a slightly better engine. So we go 2-3 with Dredge. Largely the reason I'm not going to be playing Dredge this weekend is I just don't think it's well positioned to be winning games. My plan here was to come out and play it and run into PO, which I actually beat here. Bug, Raker shops and stuff. You can't script your league matches. It's cool to play against Squee as well, because it's another one of those things where if you've got like the bizarre enthusiasts like me and hopefully yourself, looking at this being a good weekend to be squeeing, and all of a sudden your Dredge equity falls as well. So I think I like to play Dredge before the showcases so that people can see how it's looking. And I think 2-3-3-3, sure, I might play some things questionably and stuff, but 2-3-3-3 is roughly where I'd expect to be landing with Dredge at the moment. I wouldn't expect it to be shipping events. That said, it's always a powerful deck. It's always going to win matches. I just think there's better options at the moment. And if you want to be activating Bazaar this weekend, I would recommend Squee. So, but then if you're comfortable with some of the combo decks, I think Doomsday is a banging choice as well. So, good luck in the streets this weekend if you play, and I will see you next time.